Just a second. Great. 3, 2, 1. Hold on. One more. Ready? 3, 2, and.
People in my profession, they work their entire life to get a job at this level, but I didn't want a job. I wanted the job. Being the head coach at the University of Arizona is the job. It is my honor, it is my privilege, and I'm humbled, and I'm so blessed for this opportunity. I want to thank our president. I want to thank the board, the entire search committee, who Desiree just hit on, for your time and effort to make this happen. I know it takes a village, and I just thank you guys so much for making this possible. Desiree, from the first 5 minutes we spoke, I knew you were the person I wanted to lead me in my career. And I knew you were who I wanted to work for. I could tell you had a servant's heart and a love for people, but your confidence, your high standards, and your pursuit for greatness is what makes me fired up to be in this building with you and on this campus with you. So thank you for the bottom of my heart for this opportunity, and just trusting me with this program. I also want to thank God, my amazing wife Savannah, my aunts, my uncle, my mom and my dad, obviously our son Banks. He's hopefully napping right now. None of this would be possible without you guys. You guys have been there every step of the way. Savannah, I'm not me without you, and I love you, and I appreciate you so much. From the moment my dad put a basketball in my hands when I was a little girl, I fell in love with this game. This game has done so much for me, and it's given me so much as a player, and it's given me even more as a head coach. And like Desiree hit on, my goal every day is to pay that forward and to pay it back. My goal every day is to impact lives, shape young women in the way that I was impacted, in the way that I was shaped by my coaches. It changed my life forever. And it's my job to make sure that continues with everybody that I get to impact on a daily basis within our program, and within this community. And that's my goal. That's my goal here. That's what I'm trying to do, and what we will do. To the fans, just to get to know me a little bit, and a couple of the very key things that you need to know about me and what you're getting out of your new women's basketball coach. I am in the top 1% of competitive people on the planet, okay? That comes down to winning national championships or eating dinner. It doesn't, I don't turn it off. I don't know anything different. So that's one, you're getting a high level competitor. I'm the same way as a coach as I was as a player. You can go back and watch the film of me on the court. It's going to look very similar to what it looks like on the sideline. Secondly, no one will ever outwork me. I am going to be the hardest worker in the room, every room I walk into, and I take a tremendous amount of pride in that. And no one's ever going to outwork us, because I'm hoping that our team takes a little bit of the personality that I have in terms of just work ethic, right? And then I think the last thing, the key thing that people need to know about me, and what I'm promising you guys that I'm going to bring here, is I have one speed, and that's full speed. I have one speed, that's full speed, and I have one way, and that's all in. We're going to hit this thing, the ground running. We already have full speed and all in, and those are the two things that I am for you guys and for the University of Arizona. So full transparency, also just side note, get ready for a lot of passion, a lot of energy, a few chest bumps and flexes on the sideline, but that's who I am, and who I hope you guys will learn to love and embrace, within our program. And our staff's bringing that exact same thing. I'm just telling you guys right now, okay? Our team's going to be gritty, tough, hard-nosed, and disciplined. And I want that to be something that you pick up on from the first 5 minutes of the first quarter we play this season. Our standards and accountability will be extremely high, and the product on the floor is going to be one that you guys are going to be really, really proud of. Not only the product on the floor, but the product in the community, the relationships you guys are able to build with the young women in our program who are phenomenal young women with character. We're going. No one's going to play harder than us. No one will be more prepared than we will. We're going to execute well. We're going to be great teammates. We're going to love on the fans. We're going to do it all, and we do it together. It's truly going to take everybody. It's going to take our community. It's going to take our team doing their part. It's going to take our administration. It's going to take our fan base. It's going to take our alums. But if we can do this all together and we all really, really believe what Arizona women's basketball can be, I don't see any reason that we don't just reclaim our spot among the nation's elite. That's where we belong. That's why I'm here. And that's what I promise you every single day I will work my butt off to achieve. So I'm fired up. I'm thrilled. I'm so humbled. I'm ready to get to work. It's already been working, and just moving forward. I just can't wait to meet everybody and just make you guys extremely proud. So I'm going to leave you with something I literally just made up in my head, but it'll be BDB, bear down, baby. Okay, that's what I'm gonna leave you guys with. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate this. This room is impressive, and the support. I appreciate it. And if this is an indication of what I'm walking into, I think I understand why I chose this place, and I'm very excited about it. So thank you guys so much, everybody. Thank you so much.
And since this is so late in that kind of hiring process, you're left with a depleted roster.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going? What's around you, the support? How can you get that where it needs to be for Big 12 competition?
Yeah, I'm very aware of what I walked into. I'm very aware of the roster situation, and I'm very aware of the support. And I wouldn't choose to be here and be standing in front of you guys if there was not the support needed to help us be competitive this season. I believe in our staff and what we're going to do and how we're going to be able to hit the ground running and recruiting. And I'm very aware of what I walked into, and like to your point, the support, and it is there, and I'm appreciative and thankful.
Erica, PHNX. We've talked a lot about you being Becky the Builder. You've built a lot of programs up, and so I was just curious, what is your ideal blueprint for a player that you're bringing in from the portal?
Yeah, I think obviously we're just looking for high character, high talent level, and I don't think you can, there's a certain framework right now in the world of the transfer portal. We need to get obviously very, very talented players, but they have to be the right character. They have to be wired like we want our players wired here. They have to be in pursuit of championships. They have to be great students, so there's such a broad spectrum of players in the portal right now and where they come from and why they're in there. And I couldn't give you here's exactly what they need to look like answer. We vet them, we build those relationships. We make sure that they're the right people for our staff, for our program, for this community and this university.
Hey Becky, Chris Brown, AZ Bandcat Sports. Now you're just getting settled and welcomed into the community, but have you had a chance to reach out to any of the players who are currently in the portal from Arizona? And if so, what's been the message to those players and an opportunity to get them back?
Yeah, I think this is home for them. They are welcome here, just wanting them to know that and wanting to, obviously first and foremost, thank them for everything they've done during their time here. Support them in coming back if that's what they choose to do, and obviously supporting them in moving on if that's what they choose to do. Ultimately, just making sure they know they have a home here, they're appreciated, they're respected, and whatever decision they make, that we support that moving forward. But yeah, it's an important thing to make sure that you do reach out to the current players in there and the ones that are back, and we've done that. And yeah, so fully supportive and appreciative of all those guys.
Michael Lev, Arizona Daily Star. When did you first realize that you wanted to be a coach, and how would you describe your professional path climbing up through the ranks?
Yeah, I think playing for Jeff Walls at Louisville was so inspiring every single day. Like, the man is brilliant. And seeing how we game planned, seeing how we practiced, how he went over a scouting report, how he put us in positions to be successful. He made us believe we were better than we were every single day. It was inspiring, I guess, to say the least. So that's probably when I knew I wanted to be a coach, is when I was just so just in love with the process by being under him as a player. And then I think just describing my career path would be, the unconventional route. And I think it would have been very easy, very, very easy to leave Louisville and have Jeff call a Power 5 school and get me an assistant coaching job at a really, really high level. But I didn't want that. I didn't want him to feed me with a silver spoon because I was a high-level player and I had achieved a lot. I wanted to grind, and I wanted to do it from the ground up. And I didn't want help, and I wanted to prove that I could win no matter where I was. So I took the unconventional route. I started a couple hours up the road at an NAIA school that didn't even have a women's basketball program. And I wanted that challenge. And then, from there, got my first Division II opportunity. And from there, got my first Division I opportunity. And from there, got a better Division I opportunity. And now to be somewhere that is the pinnacle of where you want to be in your career in this profession. I look back and am proud that Jeff didn't hand me a job, and proud that I earned it. And that's who I am. I want to earn everything I get. I'm going to earn everything that I get here as well. Nothing's going to be handed to us. I'm blue collar. Roll the sleeves up. That's what you guys will learn about me. And I'm proud to say that that's been, kind of what my career has been made up of as well.
Becky, Damian Alameda, 13 News. Welcome to Tucson, first and foremost.
Thank you.
What about the financial resources allocated towards women's basketball here at Arizona makes you confident that Arizona can continue to remain competitive, not just within the Big 12, but within this college landscape?
Confidence in our leadership and the vision and the conversations, that we've had that obviously are between, the people that need to know the information. And so I would not be here if I wasn't confident in Desiree and the position that they're going to put our program in to be successful. And it's important that you have things, but I also think you don't need everything. I've never been anywhere where I've had the most or the best, and I'm not saying we don't, but like I said, I prefer it the hard way, and we're going to get it done, and we're going to find a way, and I'm going to roll my sleeves up and figure it out. But the support is there, the vision is there, and the conversations have been had.
Jason Shear, Wildcat Authority. Is there you've been around programs that have turned around. Is there a common theme in how you have to approach a rebuild overall?
Culture, standards, accountability, 24/7, not taking a day off from that. And I don't. And it starts with me from the top down. So that's the magic formula. It's hard to tell kids every day to tuck their shirt in when I'm tired and my son kept me up all night and I don't want to tell him and just let the shirt be untucked. No, tuck your shirt in. That's who I am. And it's 24/7, 365. So it's culture, accountability, standards, discipline. To answer your question in short.
Hi, Bruce Pasco, Arizona Daily Star. My question's a little like Damien's, but along the lines of resources. Do you feel like you say you're confident, but I didn't know, like, when you hit the ground, do you have to go out and raise money right away to be able to recruit some of these players, or where do you feel like there's already enough in place to get a team together?
Like I said, I feel tremendously supported in the conversations that we've had, and we're going to be thrilled to announce our recruiting class, and every case is different with every player and every situation we're walking into when we talk to kids, and I think those things are discussions between the people that need to have them, and they've been had, like I said. So yeah, I feel very confident.
Michael Smith for the Daily Wildcat. Where do you see this program, like if everything goes according to plan, where do you see this program in the next couple of years?
I asked Desiree this when we were sitting on my interview, and her answer is the reason I'm standing here. I said, hey, like, next 3 to 5, where do you want this program to be? Looks me dead in the face, no smile, competing for a national championship. I don't want to be anywhere where that's not the standard and the expectation. That's a room full of people that think like that I want to be in, And I've been places where, like, oh, it's okay, tough game, oh, like, you just floated around 500. Like, it's not okay. No, don't pat me on the back and tell me it is okay. I want to win. I want to win everywhere that I am, everywhere that I go, every game that we play.
Aaron Patterson, KGUN 9 News. You walked us through your coaching career, and then you also mentioned earlier how you didn't just want a job, you wanted the job, and said that this was the job. So when you were first getting started in your coaching career, was that your mindset to eventually end up here? No, and if it was, I'd still be at Embry-Riddle, and that there would be nothing wrong with that. But I've been 2 feet on the ground everywhere that I've been, and it's never been like, okay, I got to win in 2 years to get out of here. And so many people that are at the NAIA level or the Division II level or the lower Division I level, that's their only goal. How can I get to the elite? How can I get to the Power 4 level? I've never once thought like that, including a week ago.
that's never been my mindset. I want to be the best where I am every single day. Like, I've coached every team that I've ever had for the last 10 years like I'm the head coach at a Power 4 school. Like, my poor NAIA kids. And two of them are here today and going to join me on staff. I coached them like we were at Louisville. And I, like, so I'm not getting this job and, like, changing who I am and how I do things. It's been a 10-year, it's just who I am, how we do it no matter what, you know, but I've never had that. And when I'm 35, I need to be standing on this podium at this university. And if I did, I'm a firm believer I would not be here right now. So 24 years old, land in Phoenix. I came out from Indiana. I was assistant coaching at that point, and they rented me a Kia Soul. It was lime green, and I drove up the hill. I'm like, where am I? Where am I going? But 24 years old, you know, had a lot of support and great people there, but, you know, threw me in an office and said, start a program. Arguably the most valuable 3 years of my entire career, because I had to put my head down and figure it out and find a way. Resources, I mean, yeah, I think in comparison to the NAIA world, there was resources there, but you're also recruiting to an aeronautical university that has no women's basketball program. So we have like aeronautical business. Let's go get some business majors that can make some layups. And, like, we just figured it out and we attacked it the way that we thought. And I say we, but it was just me. So the way that I thought we should have. And it worked out. But so thankful for my time there, and just like I was telling them from the beginning, to come back to where it all began for me has been really special.
Just following up, I'm sorry. Just how do you find out, like, how do you recruit? Like, you find a list of people that are going there anyway, or do you scour some things and find out who's interested in aeronautical and see if they can play, or how does that work?
Yeah, no, same way you would recruit to any other program. You're going to go to the exposure events, and I wasn't sitting at the courts that Arizona was sitting at trying to find kids, I promise you that, but they're there, you know, and it's the work you put in and the grind, you know, and you know, I've been at a lot of places with a lot of challenges, and that's why it's exciting to be at a place like this where there aren't very many that I can think of.
Final questions will come from Michael. Yeah, this situation obviously isn't the same as that one, but there is a commonality in that you're kind of starting from scratch from a roster standpoint. So how do you go about building a roster, and what is your timetable for getting that done?
You're probably the last question, because I need to get back to my phone, and that's the answer of how we're going to attack the roster situation. I mean, we're attacking it. I'm grinding, you know, probably 3 hours of sleep the last 2 nights, but I love it, right? Like, we have to fill a roster, but I think it's very appealing to recruits right now to come to a place like this with what we have here, who we have here, with an opportunity to play. You know, the best thing about not having a roster is there's a lot of minutes available, you know, so it's how you attack it, what's your, how you just think about things versus, and I told them, like, everywhere that I've been, it's a complete rebuild from the studs, and it's going to be no different here, and I don't expect the result to be any different in a couple years either. Visit, yeah, tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. We're tomorrow morning, and it's a good one. It's a good one. Final thought. Thank you, everybody. I'm looking forward to getting to know everybody. I'm looking forward to building relationships, getting out into the community. That's something that's so important to me, and I am thankful to be your head women's basketball coach, more so than anything. And just fired up to get started, and just, you know, immerse ourselves and our family into this community. So thank you guys so much for the support, and we'll see everybody soon. Thank you. Appreciate it.